Hurricane Bertha should and probably will pass well to the north of the Virgin Islands. However, we want to keep you on your toes this hurricane season. News Channel 8 reporters Wes Small and Chanel Ramos files this report.
The second named storm in the Atlantic has been causing a bit of a ruckus. Her name is Hurricane Bertha. Right now, she is located, well, actually, let me tell you that these are the 11 o'clock coordinates this morning. So when you hear from Rob St. Pierre, we'll give you the latest ones a little later on. But as of 11 o'clock, Bertha, the center of Bertha, was located near latitude 22.1 north, longitude 53.8 west. That puts her about 660 miles northeast of the northern Leeward Islands and about 975 miles southeast of Bermuda. Now, residents of Bermuda should really pay attention to this storm. Right now, she is a Category 2 hurricane, and yesterday afternoon, Bertha was actually up and around the 120s, and she was Category 3. Now she's been downgraded to 105, and they do believe she is going to weaken during the next 24 hours. What I would like to do right now is go to the professional. Go to Rob St. Pierre, our News Channel 8 meteorologist. He's going to give you the latest on Hurricane Bertha.
As we take a look around the tropics, the obvious concern is Hurricane Bertha, and it's continuing to move off to the northwest, but it is expected to turn more northward with time. That's good news for us. It means we'll be spared any major impact. We may get some rough seas, though, from the system as it passes by to our northeast, and there's a possibility that it could turn a little breezy for a while as well.
Now I'm here on the Christenstead Wharf at the boating community, and as you can see right now, the seas aren't that bad. There is a small craft advisory in effect, and for about the next 5, 6, 7 days, we'll probably have small craft advisories in effect. That means small boaters, you should exercise caution. Also, I'd like to tell you that we're going to have like scattered showers throughout the week. Pretty much now the time you start watching the Weather Channel. Everyone is on their toes right now. Eyes are open. That's why I'd like to take us to our News Channel 8 reporter, Chanel Ramos. She is at Vitima.
Thanks, Wes. I'm here at the Vitima headquarters in Herman Hill with Deputy Director of St. Croix, Ms. Jacqueline Heiliger. Ms. Heiliger, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great. With Bertha somewhere out in the Atlantic, give us some news and what's going on here with your department for the Virgin Islanders.
Well, we have what we call the emergency service coordinators. Vitima, again, does not work by itself. These emergency service coordinators are a vital part of the resources in assisting the community. If and when should anything happen, they come into the Emergency Operations Center, and it's there that we do the actual coordination of whatever emergency it may be. However, we're talking about hurricanes this time.
Great. What are some new plans or implementations for this hurricane season? Because we're well right into the season at this point. Go ahead and give us some shelter information, any vital information the community should know about for this hurricane season.
We always encourage the community to have the disaster preparedness plan, and that also includes evacuating the dwelling, especially if they deem that it would be unsafe during the storm. We also ask them to have a disaster kit, and that kit includes non-perishable foods, water, medication, toiletries, extra cash, things that they would feel that they would need after the storm has passed and there won't be any stores or facilities open. So they do need to have themselves prepared for at least 72 hours after the storm.
Okay, Ms. Halliger, go ahead and give our viewers a list or where they can go for evacuation shelters here in St. Croix and in the Virgin Islands.
Well, on St. Croix, we have one shelter that's available, and that's the St. Croix Educational Complex. We also encourage the community to look out for the elderly. This is a very serious concern for Vitima. So the disabled and the elderly, we would like them to at least pay special attention to. In addition to that, we have some mitigation measures that we would like the community to perform around their homes, which is, of course, debris clearing, trimming of the trees, clearing the spouting, that kind of thing. So we want to encourage the community to do the things that they need to do, check the generators to ensure that they're prepared for the hurricane season.
Ms. Halliger, thank you very much. Back to you, Wes.
And thank you, Chanel. Well, there you have it. The latest information from Vitima. Also, make sure all your debris is out of the yard. Make sure you have an evacuation plan. Make sure you know where your shelters are. This is just not for Bertha. Looks like we've dodged her. But what about for the rest of the season? Take care of the elderly. Renew your prescriptions way in advance. Try to have some cash on hand. Try to have your birth certificate, all those documents in a waterproof pouch. I know, all these things are a lot to think about, but look, at least one thing Bertha has taught us: let's stay on our toes and prepare for the worst and hope for the best. For Chanel Ramos, I'm Wes Small. We're just watching out for you and Bertha. And oh yeah, don't forget to pick up your Channel 8 hurricane tracking maps, all at our favorite businesses. Here on the Wharf in Christiansted, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Well, it's time for news in the region or around the region with our Caribbean Report. Let's go to Chanel once again with the Caribbean Report. Chanel?
Thanks, Glenn. In our Caribbean Report, we stop off in Jamaica, where Jamaica's Prime Minister, Bruce Golden, has called on the thousands of Jamaicans living and working in Antigua and Barbuda to respect and cooperate with the rules and regulations that govern the islands. He reminded them that Jamaica and Antigua have always enjoyed good relations. In other news, down in St. Kitts and Nevis, Nevis Prime Minister of Finance, Joseph Parry, met with members of the Nevis Bus Association, led by its president, Kurt Swanson, on Monday. The meeting was called to arrive at an amicable solution with regard to an increase in bus fares as requested by the association. Well, that's what's happening in our region. This is Chanel Ramos with your Caribbean Report.